All right, good morning. Let's have a quick lesson on how to find the area of a regular polygon. So a polygon in general is just poly means many, so it's a many-sided shape. But a regular polygon has the sides are all the same exact length. So you can only do this for a regular polygon, all right? And you might be given one of two things. You may be given this piece that goes from the center down to the middle of an edge, and that one is called the apothem, A-P-O-T-H-E-M. And that's just the name for that particular segment. If you imagine that this shape is encased in a circle, then it would make sense that this would be like a radius. It would be the same idea as a radius, okay? So you would be given one of two things, or we need to be able to find the area of this shape given either the apothem or a side length. So we'll look at both examples real quick. All right, so what we're going to think about here is that this shape is actually a bunch of triangles all put together. So if we can see that, then hopefully it'll make it easier to visualize. I'm going to start out with it looking like this. And excuse my bad drawing. Okay, so right there we have one triangle for every side, but those aren't right triangles. For me to actually find this area, I'm going to want to split each of these in half and think about that there is a right triangle, 2 for every side. And here's a right triangle, here's a right triangle. Each one of these is now a right triangle. So my first step in doing this would be to count the sides. And double it. Okay. So in this figure, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. So I have 16 right triangles. Okay. So now let's clean up some of this mess. So hopefully conceptually you get the idea that we're just going to find the area of one of the right triangles, multiply it by 16, and we will have the area of the entire shape. So hopefully that makes sense to you where we're going here. Now, this is one of those subjects where there's lots of different ways to do it. So if you go watch a different video, they may do it a different way. The official formula is the area of this shape would be 1/2 the apothem or apothem, I think it's really pronounced apothem, times the perimeter. And that would give you the same result. But we're going to do it thinking about we've got 16 different right triangles. And so we're going to focus on this shape right here. Okay, so we have this side that we know is 3 inches. We don't know this, and we don't know anything else. So what are we going to do here? Well, there is one thing we know, and that is the degree measure all the way around this shape would be 360 degrees. So if I knew the degree measure of just this part, then I can find a missing side. So let's take 360 degrees divided by this number that we found. How many right triangles do we have? Okay, so we're going to divide that into 16 parts. And 360 divided by 16 is 22.5. So we know this degree measure right here is 22.5. Okay, now I can find the missing length right here by using my trig. So I'm going to think about this is opposite to my angle. This is the hypotenuse, and this is adjacent. So which trig function uses opposite over adjacent? So I'm going to remember SOHCAHTOA. Opposite and adjacent is tangent, so I'm going to say that the tangent of the degree measure equals opposite over adjacent. Okay, then I'm going to do 22.5, hit the tangent key, times 3 equals, so x equals 1.24. I'll leave it with at least 2 decimal places for now, since we're not done calculating. You don't want to round too much before you start calculating. Okay, so that gives me a value right here of 1.24. All right, now can I find the area of this triangle? Area, so that is 1/2 the base that I calculated times the height of 3. Okay, so let's do that in my calculator. Times 3 divided by 2 is area of that triangle is 1.86. And then times how many triangles? Area times 16 would be 29.8 inches squared, because again, this is an area measure and we were in inches. And that's how you would find the area of this regular polygon.